Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Hole in the Wall. Got a good amount of big stories for you today, so come on in here, sit on down. Let's talk about them. We got uh, finally a ban list announced for Magic, a new limited championship series starting up, big delays with GTA 6 in the video game news, more Avatar art dunking on, and our moment of Zen is a good one to say the least. So
It's a doozy.
it's a boobsy. Cobbler, why don't you kick us off here with the ban announcement?
All right, so finally we have the BNR for Magic the Gathering. This is a little bit of is changed in almost every format. So real quick, I'm gonna run down and then we'll kind of talk about things in more detail. Standard, VV Orantier is banned, Screaming Nemesis is banned, and Proft's Eidetic Memory is banned. Heartfire Hero is finally banned in Pioneer. No changes to Modern. Entomb and Nadu were both banned in Legacy. I'm surprised Nadu was still around, honestly. No changes in Vintage. High Tide is banned in Pauper. And there are some pre bans for Historic because of stuff that's getting printed in Avatar's bonus sheet. And then Brawl, they banned Strip Mine, Mana Drain, Chrome Mox, and Ancient Tomb. Looks mostly just like fast mana outside of green, kind of getting the axe in Brawl. So the big story here is, of course, Vivi Screaming Nemesis and Prof's Eidetic Memory getting banned from Standard. We talked previously about how it would take more than one card being banned out of Is It in order to take that deck down. Like, just banning VV alone wasn't enough if you kept Cauldron around and another +1/+1 counter source. And it looks like they banned the next best +1/+1 counter source in that color. Cauldron is still around, and I think it doesn't leave until 2026. So Cauldron is going to hang around in the format for a little while. This ban list was originally slated for the end of November and was pushed up to November 10th. We're recording this on the 11th, so we've kind of gotten to see a lot of the initial reaction to this list online. And Nimi, before I go deeper, I kind of want to get your thoughts immediately. I know you don't play really any standard at all, but you are kind of around Magic players and in those spaces. So, like, what all have you heard? What is your initial take on this ban wave?
Well, if I'm agreeing with my constituents, it would have to be that the Wicked Witch is finally dead. I mean, it's Vivi was so oppressive from the moment it came out, and anybody with half a brain could see that this card could do absolutely ridiculous things and just shut out a format. And I know, like you said, I'm not too familiar with standard, but I have been accustomed to overwhelming metas. Like when we played Star Wars on the regular, set one Boba Fett was the leader to play, and it took half the spaces at top tables and everything for the initial tournament season. So
Yeah,
it's not fun to see an oppressive deck, and you either jump on it or try to way to beat it. And I don't think that's really a fun gameplay loop to have, at least in my opinion.
yeah. It kind of creates this weird place where either, like you said, you play the deck to beat, or you play the deck that beats the deck to beat. And then there's this kind of second tier where you play the deck that beats the deck to beat and is okay against, you know, the deck to beat. It's such a strange way to phrase this. But when that second deck really can't consistently overcome in this example, Is It, the whole format kind of boils down to like solve for X, and that equation just was not balancing. I think big take that I've seen is that everybody knew this ban was coming. Everyone knew this card created these insane play patterns with Cauldron and other +1/+1 counter sources. So why did Wizards have to wait for the appropriate quote unquote ban window to ban it? I listened to a video earlier today from Covert Go Blue. He plays a lot of Standard, and the take that he gave that uh, stuck with me the most was that basically with 7 sets coming out next year, you're gonna to have way more ban windows than you currently have if you want to like maintain the health of Standard. And how long is it before the entire wall is windows and the whole building comes down? You know what I mean? And we're just back to the exact same place where we just emergency ban things whenever we notice it.
Yeah, and it's just, and like I said before, it's just not fun to live in that headspace, especially if you know like this deck is oppressive and it's not going to last long. Like, why play the format at all?
Right.
Like I've seen ton of stories where there's just people just not even interacting with Standard, and which is just the irony of it all is Wizards wants Standard to be the format again. Why else would they print Universes Beyond into Standard? Like they want people to play this format, but if they're going to print oppressive strategies and cards like this, it's just so counterintuitive to what they want to do at the end of the day.
Yeah, and when you're putting out so many cards a year, like there's no way you're testing everything in every environment. Like Avatar is getting ready to come out in a couple weeks, right? We talked last week about that Aang and Law that it's a kind of a counterspell or an airbend into a pseudo counterspell on the front side, and then it flips over. It can waterbend for 8, flips over into like a big legendary 5/5 on the back, right? I bet you that that card was tested with Final Fantasy and probably Lorwyn and probably Ninja Turtles. But do you think Aang Law has been tested with Star Trek? Do you think Aang Law is going to be tested with a card that comes out middle of 2027? Because we're in a world now where if Standard has 3 years of legality, there's really like no feasible way for Wizards to like catch these interactions before they come up. That there's not a large enough group of people you can hire to test that will find these kind of interactions. And we've talked about this before. I don't know if it was on this show when people are playtesting in a closed environment to like test a game, they're not incentivized to win in any way. They're incentivized to like play as many different cards as possible and try a bunch of different interactions and look for anything that's kind of an outsized power level or kind of an engine that's too easy to set up, but they're not incentivized to win in the way that players are. So inevitably, the best of the best, craziest, most out there interactions will get missed. Just because the two groups of people have two different goals in mind when they sit down to play the game.
And just even looking at, not, I don't even want to say monetary value because I mean it's just kind of impossible to keep up now monetary wise. But thinking from like an investment standpoint, like if you're going to play Standard, and if they constantly do emergency bans, which is honestly the most pragmatic way to handle these problems if they're not play testing properly, then what's the point of investing in cards and decks if you have no idea what's going to stay and what's going to get banned the next 3 months when the new set comes out?
Yeah, you're incentivized, like, as a player with a limited budget, to always buy the second best deck in the format. And when the best deck gets banned out, you have to sell your deck off and then buy the next second best deck because this new one, that the one that you were on, will get banned out in 6 months, right? So
which is just a rat race.
yeah,
Like,
it
why would anyone want to?
it almost negates Magic's greatest strength, like as a competitive card game. Like the closest analog as far as like number of players and like number of cards in the game is Yu-Gi-Oh! And in that game, it is very much buy everything as soon as you can, even though it's very expensive. Play it, get your wins, grind it out, because in 6, 8, maybe as few as 2 months, things are going to get banned and the format will change up. So you're constantly incentivized to be ahead of the curve
Yeah,
with Yu-Gi-Oh.
and the problem with that too is unless you are the professional level player playing at these events and knowing what the metas are day of, like in the events and trenches, it's damn near impossible to keep up. Like you will always be at least one step behind most people. You can speculate all you want and shoot in the dark and sometimes be right, but it's so hard to know unless you're in. And you and I and most people that just play this game aren't. so,
Yeah,
so it's just insane to for Wizards to expect that inadvertently by doing stuff like this.
I think 3 year standard is too much. I think 7 sets a year is too much. And I think you will see the quality of 60 card formats decline year on year until something is changed.
Yeah, it's kind of not, I wouldn't say heartbreaking. I think it's too hard of a word, but I think it's kind of disappointing to watch like a game that we all love and want to build around and play with our friends just be in such a weird point where most people are upset in one way or another, and the people that are okay with the game just don't pay attention at all.
Yeah.
And I think it's just bad faith on Wizards' part, and there needs to be more foresight and less product overall.
Yeah. Either an insane amount of testing for the insane amount of product, or give us a fucking break.
Yeah, so something's got to give, and it can't be the consumer's responsibility to call that. I mean, the biz. I mean, I get it. Businesses need to make money, and they'll print until the money stops coming in. But just levying all of it on the consumer base, having all these issues with your game that people genuinely want and actively seek out, it's just bad faith. I guess would be the best way to describe it.
Yeah, short sighted for sure.
But anyway,
But
no more VV. Yippee!
yeah, yippee. But if you still want to play competitive Magic, there is a format that is somewhat untouched by the craziness of the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 sets a year. It's limited. And Magic is announcing the 2027 Limited Championship. Nibby, you kind of brought my attention to this. I'm surprised you heard about it before I did, considering how much I love to play Limited.
Yeah, you're a fiend for blind picking cards.
Love it.
Me, not so much. You generally terrible at it, and it's something I need to work on specifically. But this is a good way to do it if I have $50 to enter in every time.
So, what is the Magic Limited Championship? The upcoming Magic Limited Championship is a special tournament that puts focus on Limited, supported by events across the world that will let the best Limited players qualify for this high level extravaganza. The Magic Limited Championship will take place in 2027 with qualifying events held in 2026. This is a new and exciting initiative, but for now, we're announcing just this event and its qualifying path It's not a new series. So it seems like they're just kind of putting their toe in the water and seeing the interest level on this. I bet this is a direct result of the decline of attendance in standard events over the course of 2025.
Yeah, and especially with the cost, the barrier to entry, and just being so high these days, like having an even playing field just solely relying on player skill and knowledge. I think it just invites a whole new level of player base that want to play the game and want to have that even footing.
Oh, that's exactly what drew me to Limited as a kid. I didn't have a ton of money, but Magic wasn't super expensive back then, and you could take $10 or $12 to the comic shop on the weekend and draft, and there would actually be enough money left over for prize support for the top performers. Like, it was a great way to kind of cut your teeth and improve your skill at the game. And like you were saying before, it is a completely different skill set than playing Constructed or Commander or really anything else.
Yeah, just having the tools of what you're available to, not just what's objectively good, is makes for very interesting decks and a lot more surprises and thinking on the fly, which again is something that I admire, but like I said before, me, I am boo boo at it.
We could fix that. We could practice. We could cut your teeth before one of these events in 2026. We got time.
There's time, folks.
So, what can you win? The Magic Limited Championship will have a $500,000 prize pool, excuse me, with a payout structure similar to the Pro Tour. In addition to cash prizes, top 8 players at the event will also receive invites to the Magic World Championship in 2027, and there will be more details on prizes in the future. So, how can you qualify? There will be multiple events in 2026 where players can qualify for this event. These events will be called Magic Limited Championship Qualifiers, or LTQs, and will be held in a variety of locations, both physical and digital. These events will feature different formats and invitation structures depending on their location. Limited championship qualifiers may, in some regions, replace existing open events that award regional championship invitations and prize money. In these cases, the regional championship invitations and prize money will remain in place on top of the limited championship invitations awarded. Wow, so if you hit one of those events, you can double up.
Expect to see a lot of good players in those ones.
So the following players will also receive invitations to the LTC, or Limited Championship, or Magic Limited Championship. Top 16, after calculating the booster draft match results from each Pro Tour and Magic World Championship in the 2025-2026. The winner of Magic World Championship 32. Additionally, in the 2026-27 Premier Play season, Magic Pro Tour Hall of Fame members will be allowed to use their yearly invite to enter one Pro Tour of their choice or the 2027 Limited Championship. So basically, the rest of this is just breaking down where you can participate in these. The regional championships, sealed deck Swiss format that feeds into single elimination booster draft playoff. This was the format of Grand Prix Nashville that I actually played in back in the day. The Spotlight series, there'll be sealed deck Swiss that feeds into single elimination booster draft. Top 4 of each of these LTQs will receive invitations. Magic Con, same kind of thing. And Magic Arena LTQs are digital only events. These events will be announced through the arena announcements on Daily MTG and on Magic's social media. We'll have more info to share about these in the future. So we were just talking in a recent episode about like the decline of the pro play scene and competitive play just in general. Looks like they're trying to inject some kind of money into it.
Which is good. I mean, that's what people like to see. They want to be incentivized to come out. and $500,000 will do that.
Next up, I think we're going to talk about some of the issues with Avatar's art. Now, Nimi, you kind of brought these to my attention, so I'll kind of let you take the reins on this.
Yeah, so the art on the Avatar set has been tumultuous at best. Like a lot of people are specifically pointing towards the bonus sheet, just being grainy, fuzzy, not clear images, and just overall just not good artwork. And there's some justification to it. I guess there's nothing that they've said specifically, Wizards being the ones, but the way they structure their bonus sheet right now is they're doing each episode of the show gets some screenshot that is the artwork for the card. But the thing that's interested me over all of it is that they have hired artists to do the same art that their screenshots are based off of. And we were going to highlight some of these today, starting with the Banyan tree, which is the Great Hinge. And this is like the chase card out of the bonus sheet. Uh, Correct me if I'm wrong, but a $70 card on its own.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
now you can see to the left, John D. Giovanni made the same art as a swamp.
God, that swamp is so clean.
It's really good looking. Like he's got like fog covering the shorter trees, Appa in the night sky, the same car, the same tree, the banyan tree. Granted, it's a different time of day, but I guess that means it looks cooler.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I want to go visit it at night and not visit it in the daytime because it looks blurry and shitty. Now we have card number two with Force and Negation. Again, I would argue probably the second most desirable card out of the bonus sheet. Probably like the blue counterspell of all counterspells. And here you have Energy Bending, which is right as his turn way too up. We apologize for that. But Hisashi Momose did the same artwork. it but it looks leagues and bounds better than this grainy mess that we have over to the right. What are your thoughts, Goblin?
It's it's so much better. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like we've got the red and blue in the background. We've got more detailed pictures of Ozai and Aang together. It's insane. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, no, not at all. Like the the main thing people are gonna say is like one is a screenshot from a like 420p definition show, and the other is a piece of art, and that's kind of what we're saying, right? Like this energy bending art should be the force of negation. And this force of negation art, if you have to use it, should probably be trimmed down and fit into this energy bending box where it would probably look better.
Yeah, and the thing that just irks me so much is why did they pick the same still for the artwork? Because you you know the artists don't have too much leeway on what they get to actually draw, especially when it comes to an IP set like this. So why would this slip through the cracks where you have the same artwork just
Yeah.
clearly shown better
And
as someone who does the art versus just the screenshot of a show that came out in the early 2000s?
it could have been a different angle. It could have been like top down looking on Ozai and Aang. Like,
It could have been a different screenshot.
yeah.
Like they have 25 minutes of showtime to go for that whole episode. Why did they pick that? And you thought we stopped there? No, there's more examples. Here we have Black Sun Zenith and Day of the Black Sun. Someone just pinched a zoom on the right, and the image wasn't crisp enough because they shot it in 720p on the left.
Oh my goodness.
Well, and funny enough, the art is more detailed on the left because you can see the little fire logo symbol on the base of the tower versus not having it on the actual screenshot.
It's just so bizarre, like you said, that they would choose not only the same scene, right, to depict the same kind of thing, but the same angle, the same composition, roughly, same colors. Like, again, you could do this Day of the Black Sun and just have a bunch of, like, people on the ground looking up at the black sun in a different like part of the world. You know what I mean? Because the sun's everywhere at the same time. You didn't
Yeah,
have to
it did.
use this exact shot.
Yeah, the artist rendition of the card has a lot more leeway in terms of what gets shown. But then again, I just contradicted myself because apparently they were forced to draw the tower.
Yeah, I mean, you would think that they would give the artist more leeway. And then if this is what the artist chose to do, you would think they would say, okay, let's get a different screenshot from the show, right? It would either be one way or the other.
Like, and I haven't watched Avatar in quite a bit, but I can guarantee you on book 3, episode 5, or chapter 51, there is at least one more image of that black sun somewhere out there.
Gotta be. Now, these next ones are a little bit less obvious. This is kind of more what we were talking about, where you can totally just change the angle that something is presented as, and it looks different enough that you're not immediately put off by this. But the longer you look at it, the more you realize, oh, this is the exact same scene.
Yeah, and this was such a pivotal moment in this story too, and to see it on a magic card is cool, not taking away from it, but it just looks like black licorice. Yeah, it's like just this example is like we talked about before. It's just perfect of how the artist can just change it just slightly, and it does make it different, and it makes it it's just overall better. Like I don't think there's any one of these arts we're showing you where the screenshot is better than the artist rendition. And even in looking at this one, like the artist depicts the motion of the drill. Like you can see this is a big piece of equipment versus the black licorice that's just sitting there, just not moving at all.
This one
And
blows me away.
yeah, the boy in the dark depths, which is a lot of people's favorite land because of what it does. Super sick card, but you can see how the screenshot is fuzzy, grainy, not great. But they did Aang's iceberg, which is ridiculous. Like, look how good this is.
Yeah, and like you said, Dark Depths, iconic, powerful land, banned in multiple formats. It's so strong. Gets a really. This looks to me like a scoop of ice cream, kind of like floating in the water there. And then Aang's iceberg, you get like the aurora of the light shining off of this. This is Oblivion Ring with Flash. Like this art does not have to go this hard.
Yeah, and it again, it's just there's just no words to like comprehend like how wizards can pick art like this for dark depths and then just hire an artist to turn around and just make their own rendition and it just be mile leaps and bounds away. Not to mention just the confusing part of it too, because I mean, granted these ones are a little bit more distinct, but if you pull a Black Sun Zenith, you're like, oh, great, I pulled this card, but it's the wrong one. Oh, because I don't know, because they look too much alike.
Yeah, and this to me, like I think the point we're making with this one and a little bit less with Black Sun Zenith is iconic card in the game gets the worse visual treatment. And I think the next example highlights this even more, where Mystic Remora is a staple in the formats that it's playable in, where two in law, moon and ocean, I don't know if this is playable. You know what I mean? But the art on this card goes so much harder. You have the moonlight in the middle of the lake, the two fish swimming around it, the lily pads with the part of the lily pad that you never see.
Yeah, you see the scales of Twee and Law. You have just reflections on the water from them hovering right above it, and then you have big old fart noise to the right. Like it just needs to be studied the art choices that they had picked for this set. And I don't think a lot of people point it out enough. I mean, people just saying that the quality of the bonus sheet is just butt cheeks, but looking clearly to the left, like Wizards is very capable of doing artwork that does it justice, but for some reason, you get to see them side by side in the same set. Shout off in the comments if you guys seen any more examples that we missed. Let us know about it so we can dunk on them some more because they deserve to be bullied for their choices.
Yeah, we're not saying the set's bad. It's just got some weirdness to it.
Winding down the show a little bit, we have sad news to report. Pretty sure most of you all have heard this by now, but Grand Theft Auto 6 delayed. Everybody, pour one out. You're gonna have to wait a few more months for this to come out. Yeah, I think it was May initially. Correct
And
me on that.
yeah, now it's looking like November. Um, I think Grand Theft Auto 6 is maybe the most delayed game ever that hasn't been canceled. I don't know if that's true, but it certainly feels that way. They Rockstar gave a small statement here. It just says, "Hi everyone, Grand Theft Auto 6 will now release Thursday, November 19th, 2026. We are sorry for adding additional time to what we realize has been a long wait, but these extra months will allow us to finish the game with the level of polish you have come to expect and deserve. We want to thank you again for your patience and support. While the wait is a little longer, we are incredibly excited for players to experience the sprawling state of Leonidas? I don't know. And a return to modern day Vice City. Sincerely, Rockstar Games." I have seen some allegations that Rockstar recently fired about 30 or so people that were trying to like unionize in a Discord. I want to say allegations because it's kind of being weighed out in court. Whether those people were actually terminated for unionizing or if they, as the company alleged, leaked information. But I think this getting a few more months away from that story and potentially pushing themselves after elections in 2026. I know that's so weird to say, but there's been a lot of talk about GTA 6 potentially having to have age verification due to some laws that are being thrown around right now. And I think Rockstar wants to avoid that at all costs if they can.
Yeah, I think for me personally, I mean, I don't mind waiting. We waited this long, right? And God help fans that are Elder Scrolls fans. So
Ugh.
waiting isn't something we're not accustomed to at this point. So we're fine with it. But I just fear for every game that was planned that was planning to launch around GTA because like some people don't think about it too. But when I worked at GameStop for a few years, like I saw it, game companies would actively avoid game launches based on other games just to avoid the competition. Like you saw it with sports games. Call of Duty was a big offender. Destiny was a huge one too. Fallout was another really big one in my time. And you see these game companies actively push their games to avoid the big launches because they know they can't compete. And it's just going to actively tank sales. And I guarantee you a lot of people were actively avoiding May. I'm pretty sure it was May. Were actively avoiding May so they could launch their games around Grand Theft Auto. And now everybody has to scramble again to avoid November, which is prime time holiday season.
Yeah.
Let me remind you. So there's a lot of people that push their games around that time frame just to get those extra Christmas sales. And now Grand Theft Auto is just going to absolutely take over November and December
I
with a
mean,
vengeance.
and it's such a hard place to be in, right? Because do you roll the dice and assume that your customers will have enough money and time for two games with holiday cash and school and a lot of jobs going on break for the Christmas holiday? It do you do you try and push through? Do you double down, hire more people, and try and get the game out in October? Uh, we say this a lot, but it is an unenviable task to try and figure out what to do if you had a mid-November launch planned for your game next year.
Yeah, which is it's so awful for other game developers because Rockstar and Grand Theft Auto they are video games. Like they are what modern games are, and just having the misfortune of even being anywhere near a release window with that is just gonna suck. And especially with Call of Duty, the next probably big game of all time, their yearly launch is in October, November time.
Ooh.
So these two giants going up against each other is going to be very interesting to see what sales will look like for both one or the other.
Man, you kind of got me excited for the delay now. I kind of want to see that.
See Godzilla and King Kong of the video game world duke it out.
Yeah, I love that shit.
Just follow the money, see what happens.
Oh,
But
man.
I can guarantee you, Grand Theft Auto is going to take the world by storm. Me and friends joked about it. The day that game launches is the day world wars are going to end. Like if people are going to be off the streets, there's going to be more call outs than anything known to man, and I know I'm going to be a part of it. So, uh, if my supervisor is hearing this, I'm sorry, but I may be sick on November 19th. Who knows?
In a year.
In a year.
All right. And I think that takes us into our moment of zen. I'm sorry to lean on you in the back half here, but you sent me this, and I don't know how we could pass this up. A man plagued with hallucinations of a woman with Baywatch style boobs thought he'd lost his mind and was left feeling, quote, like a perv.
So, picture this: you're a 12-year-old boy, and you're just discovering your body for the first time. Most men have been there. All men have been there. And what is one thing that people like to see when they're that age? Boobs. Why not? We love them. Now, picture you being 45 and hallucinating a pair of tits everywhere you turn. That is the fate of this man, Mark Bryan. He was going in for surgery on his right retina to remove some scar tissue for diabetes, I believe. And after his operation, in the corner of his eye, what does he see? This a big old rack. As most people see. Like it
Yeah,
just
just constantly
you know
floating in my peripheral vision.
yeah, we have the shadow people in haunted houses. This guy has just big old knockers. So, look out. And funny enough, this man was seeing them so much he decided to give them a name. He was calling the tits Tallulah. So
Tallulah.
Tallulah, Tallulah the tits. And from interviews that this man has had, he was describing them as Pam Anderson from Baywatch. I
Oh,
don't know about you, but that's a pretty classic pair,
and that's a pretty classic pair and pretty specific. The thing that
right?
blew me away about this story is the guy's married.
Yeah. And his wife was, "What are you talking about? What what is this?" But turns out he had a legitimate condition from the operation. So what the name of the condition was CBS for short, Charles Bonnet syndrome, which is a syndrome where you have hallucinations from from cataracts and just age. Now, this one was kind of more man-made because of the surgery, but apparently there was a air pocket in his eye that was allowing him to heal after the surgery, which is what caused the hallucinations. And the interesting thing about this is with Charles Bonnet syndrome, the hallucinations vary from person to person. It could be just basic shapes, could be animals, could be like moving objects. But in this man's case, it just so happened to be bazungas.
He he also reported as he healed from the surgery, the tits deflated. It was quite disappointing. After 3 weeks, Tallulah looked more like a topless man. Oh no.
Which that is sad to hear. I mean, I'm glad his hallucinations were eventually subsided and gone, but man, what a wild few weeks that must have been.
God. And said he
Have you
was
ever been jump scared
retired.
by Have you ever been jump scared by tits before?
Not jump scared. I don't know if scared was the right word.
Like say you're walking into your dark bedroom, you're about to turn on the lights, and then out of the corner of your eye, bam, two nipples.
Boom, Pam Anderson. Speaking
Oh,
of, we saw the Naked Gun remake. Still got it. She still
not
got it.
bad. Not bad.
Oh man, poor Mark. Poor Mark. Poor Tallulah. Poor Mark's wife. What a bizarre case of a medical mystery. And I think that about wraps it up for us here tonight. Nimi, you got any kind words for the people as we wrap the show up?
Well, we're going to sound like broken records here, but we want to thank you guys for listening in, for the dozens and dozens of people that tune into our little humble show. We enjoy you all in the whole. Tell us what you think about it. Tell us what you want us to talk about, if anything. We'll take a look and give our opinions on it. And the theme of this episode, if anybody's caught on, is beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. Again, sound off in the comments, and we will catch you guys later.
Later. Oh, we forgot.
Uh huh.
Secret layer time?
Secret layer time. Friends of ours have chipped in together, and we purchased secret layers. Going the PlayStation one going in together as the super drop, and these are the ones that I wanted to keep. So we're gonna open these ones on camera for you guys. We have The Last of Us Parts 1 and 2, God of War Greek, and we got the special Twisted Metal Soul Ring. So we'll save that one for the end. Let's kick this off canonically. Well, I guess series wise, we'll start with The Last of Us Part 1. Now, this was one that I was, again, The Last of Us was one that I was interested in just because I like the mechanics of Joel and Ellie. But I think for me specifically, like, I like the thought of being able to mix and match any of the four commanders. So if I don't like how one's playing, I can always go back and try another one. So here we are, starting with Last of Us Part 1. We got Ellie Brickmaster on the front. Let's go ahead and get this open. Trying to get this good. Can you see?
There we go.
So we have Ellie Brickmaster. We have Joel
Did you get
Resolute.
foil or non-foil?
We did get foils. There you go. See it? Ching,
Ooh, that looks
ching,
nice.
ching. The Cabal ritual. Black mana spell. You know. So was it Dark Ritual's little brother?
Yeah,
We have a haunted one in the foil treatment. There, ooh, there we go.
that's
It's showing
nice.
on the lid. That's actually really good as a foil. I like that. Then here's our token that we like. Everybody likes their tokens.
Yeah, free token.
And then
Wild
our bonus
growth.
growth.
Huh.
We like Wild Growth.
That's a
Wild Growth is
classic
fine.
scene too, where they're feeding the giraffe.
Giraffe, yeah. And it looks good. It looks good in foil now that I'm seeing them off screen. But yeah, that haunted one is probably the highlight of the foils. Now we have Last of Us Part 2. A game not so near and dear to my heart. For narrative reasons. I mean, did you play any of The Last of Us?
No, but as someone who uses the internet, I could not avoid the story when it came out. So I didn't feel like I had to play it, you know?
Yeah,
Everyone told
yeah.
me what happened. I didn't get the chance to experience it.
The funny thing too is we got double tapped in the nuts because the TV show now has the season 2 in it, which depicts The Last of Us Part 2. So you get to experience a subpar story twice,
Oh, you get to get
which is
re-traumatized. All right.
yeah, that's favorite. So starting here with Abby, Merciless Soldier, which is a very interesting card, just kind of like a pseudo group hug style. Like you get the tokens, they get Abby, and they get a 4/4. So that's neat, I guess. We have Ellie, Vengeful Hunter, and here I'm trying to show off the foiling. There it is.
That one looks all right.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Here's Dictate of Erebos, which was the money card from the set. Pretty good looking, pretty good looking.
Yeah.
Everybody likes Dictate. Everybody likes hates their friends. Then the Mycolith.
Cordyceps Rat King? Is that what that says?
Yep. Oh,
Wow.
am I too high? Yeah.
No,
There.
I just can't read.
Oh, fair enough. Then here's our token.
Uh
Our
oh.
valuable token. We like tokens here. And then the bonus card here is Unleashed Fury.
Double the power
Nice,
of target creature until end of turn.
nice little pump spell. Not
Yeah.
bad, not bad. Red likes pump. Red likes pump.
Yeah, it looks like. Are there multiple bonus cards this time? Or is
Yeah,
it.
there's one for each game or secret layer, I suppose. So the Wild Growth is depicting Last of Us Part 1. The Unleashed Fury is depicting Last of Us Part 2. And now moving on to the last one that I was interested in and went on. Favorite, honestly. God of War Greek. Now, this is the original God of War Kratos, his angry self killing his dad. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
Everybody fights their dead once in their lifetime, and this man just did it and destroyed an entire pantheon.
He just took it a little too far.
But hey, sometimes you got it. Sometimes you got it. Here we have Kratos as the lead card, and the reason I was more excited on this one than the others, I was just one. I'm a big fan of the original God of War series. I like the new ones, but the original one was near and dear to my heart. Hit the nostalgia. God, if I can get this open. Sorry, I had to open it off on camera. Um, but the thing that interested me was just the card selection for this one, which I mentioned this to you before. God of War is at least the original ones. The new ones didn't pertain it too much, but the original series was all about the weapons. So having some different way to kill your enemies. And there was no equipment in this one, which was very odd to me. But Kratos is a very sick mono red commander. I'm super excited to play that. And then here we have World at War, everybody's favorite red spell. Then Rite of Flame, the Blades of Chaos Bond. Looks good in foil. Like the lighter backgrounds really show the foiling very well.
Yeah, that one looks nice.
Yeah, the Sulfuric Vortex, just nice little group slug spell. And then Kratos' Rage, Pyrrhemia, which this was kind of the money card of this one. Pyrrhemia just never really saw too many reprints, but I think this one looks the coolest out of all of them.
Yeah, a really unique effect on Pyrohemia too, because you can kill your opponent's stuff, or you can reliably ping your own cards.
Yeah, Screaming Nemesis, anyone? Anybody want to get their
Hey,
Screaming Nemesis? And here we have Calliope's Song as our bonus card, which is interesting that they did two mana based spells.
two rituals, one of which probably needs to be played in 60 card with Rite of Flame,
Yeah.
and no equipments in your weapon-based game. It's so strange to me, but overall,
Very,
kind
very.
of a neat layer.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. I can't wait to build Kratos. I'm super excited for that. Mono red seems like a good time. Oh, I'm sorry, I actually opened this one a little prematurely. And this is just the Soul Ring from Twisted Metal. This is the bonus card that was given if you purchased over $200. And us purchasing the Super Drop, we were able to get this. So again, thanks for being part. And this should just be the Soul Ring.
We shall
Crack
see.
this one.
This one's in paper. Interesting.
There. Ba-ba-da-ba. Sorry.
That's sick.
Everybody likes Twisted Metal, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone but Sony apparently. Like, when is the next Twisted Metal game coming out, you guys?
Good question. I mean, the show was fantastic. Season 2 just finished up not too long ago, and it was awesome. Big fan of that. So the iron's hot. So let's see if they'll capitalize. Well, that was a little fun stuff for you guys, just showing the secret layer. There, we have all the other ones, but they're going out to friends, so we won't open these ones. But um, pretty interesting, pretty interesting layer altogether. And last time I checked, if you're interested in any of, most of the PlayStation ones are still available. So go on Secret Layer and get them for as cheap as they'll ever be.